Hello, welcome to UTHC TV Studios. This is the 7th episode. It is Friday, September 9th, and it is 7 p.m. Hi, my name is Lecia. I'm here with Carmen, and we're doing the English segments together this year at UTHC. Carmen, let's talk about what's going on in the trails.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on today, and we don't have a lot of new information. The good news is apparently we're having more information on the app now, so things are starting to get more normal. So as of now, the race started 6 hours ago, and the sun has gone down. We are heading into the night portion. It's been a really hot day. We'll be talking about that a little bit later on. But as of now, we are expecting news that the elite runners have arrived or will arrive very soon at the La Chouette aid station, which is almost at kilometer 51. From there, it's a pretty easy, mainly downhill course, another 10 kilometers down where they can get access to their drop bags. And we might get some of those results as we speak with you right now. And here is a leaderboard standing.
So as of now, we have Elliot Cardin, who is still in first place. He's holding tight. We have Jacob Baril Armasson in second, and we have Flo Beaufils in third. That's been pretty constant. And same thing for women. We have Mylène Sans Souci, who's 7th overall right now, who's still leading the pack for the women, and we have Priscilla Forgy, who's jumped into second. And she's 4 minutes behind the leader, and then 25 minutes behind her is Geneviève Asselin-Demers, who's never run at night. So as we're going into the night portion, we're excited to see what's going to happen with that, because she's running really well, and this is a pivotal point.
A test for her.
Yeah.
We unfortunately have a few DNFs as well, some surprises, and in case you weren't there for the French segments, Lynn Bessette, that we had really high hopes was going to be amongst the first to arrive among the women, had to stop running because she has major knee problems, is the news that we've received.
Yeah, and we have Claudine Soucy, who was also, she started very strong and she was looking very good, who after the climate Morio, she was having some stomach issues.
Yeah, and that's real heartbreaking because we really were hoping to see her make it strong to the finish line. And talking about stomach problems, we've been hearing a lot of problems on the trails today because of the heat. So some people have had stomach problems, some people have had cramps.
Yep.
And apparently the weather has even angered the wasps. There has been...
there's wasps.
There's wasps, and a lot of runners have reported actually being stung by wasps. So we never know what's going to happen.
It's an anomaly. Yep. We also have Molly Hufford, who is she was also a contender. She was in third place for a while, who had to drop, and Victor Larocque, who was one of the hopefuls, who dropped out.
Yeah, we don't know the reasons for all of them, but we will let you know as we find out more information. And now let's go back to the weather, because it's been a really hot and humid one, and right now the temperatures have dropped markedly now that the sun has gone down. And so, Lecia, what do you think is going to happen now? Is that going to be a positive or a negative?
Well, it's quite drastic. It's been hot today, and I think overall it'll probably be a positive for most of the runners, just because you could always put layers on, but you can't necessarily take layers off. And but it is the night portion, so it's a different bag of tricks when you're going into the night portion.
Yeah, for sure. And as you were mentioning, some of our leaderboard actually have never run at night, so this is going to be quite the test.
Yep.
Do you find that, because you have more experience in this, I've actually never run at night, but do you find that it's easier to run at night usually, or harder?
I find I quite enjoy running at night. I took a liking to it. At first, I think I was really apprehensive and I didn't know what to expect, but I find it quite calming through difficult sections, especially because you can't really see how difficult things are, and it's kind of, you just see what's really in front of you, in front of the spotlight. So for me, there's something really calming about it. I imagine other ultra runners enjoy it as well.
So we're hoping that it's going to be mainly a positive effect for most of the runners, at least. There won't be that problem with overheating.
That's right.
Of course, some of them who might be a little bit wet from having been so warm today, I hope that they have enough...
They should have their gear and their packs.
Yeah, so we checked all of them.
Yeah, that's right.
And just to mention, once they reach La Chouette, there's a bit of an easy portion that is going until they have access to their drop bags. So for most of them, they will have access to clean, dry clothes. It's a 230-meter elevation gain in that next portion, but more than double that.
That's right.
Downhill.
It's not a significant climb, but it's a nice downhill. We asked Marianne just before jumping on here, and she said, no, it's a fast section and it's a fun section. So
she does it at 20 kilometers an hour.
That's right.
So. And speaking of runners and runners who know the trail very well, we have a very special guest once again at UTHC TV today. We have Marling Côté. And Marling Côté, for those who might not know her, is a very seasoned trail runner herself. She knows everybody in the community, and she is, has run pretty much every trail race, I think, in Canada at least, and she's passionate about it. And she has been a race director here at Événements Harricana for the past 6 years, and we'd like to welcome her here with us today. Hi, Marling.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I think we fact-checked just before. Is it 7 years that you've been race directing?
6 years.
Oh, 6, okay.
Yeah, since 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We counted it on our fingers.
We did. Me too. So, Marling, you just came back from UTMB.
Yes.
So, both as a runner and as a race director, you go in with two. Mike, is it on? We're good. We're rolling.
So yes, before.
And take two. So you go into these races obviously with the race director hat on, but you're also a runner. So what was your takeaway as a runner coming back from UTMB?
Actually, it was a really interesting and very good experience for me. It was a dream for me to go there. It's such a big race. There are so many runners from all over the world. It's so well organized. So I was really happy to have the chance to live and experience that. And as a runner, it was a really great experience, with those mountains and with all the people you can meet. And the vibe was perfect, and I really liked it. It was really hard. It has been a while since I've run such a long distance. So I did the CCC, the 100 kilometer. And I forgot how hard it was.
Oh yeah.
And I talked a lot about the UTHC 125K runners during my race. I was, oh my God, they are gonna do 125K. It's gonna be so hard. So why? So I talked about the runners during my race, and I had some empathy for what they are living now.
What they're going through right now.
It's a good perspective.
And of course, you also went there with your race director hat, and I had the opportunity of actually doing a trail race with you in April. We traveled together with a couple of other friends as well. One whom you've met already. He's a journalist here as well, Vincent. And we went to Sedona and did a 2-day trail event.
Yes.
And I remember you not only enjoying the running, because it was beautiful running there, we all enjoyed ourselves, but you taking down a lot of notes and takeaways as a race director, things that you thought were neat ideas and things that you thought were things that maybe we could do here. And I was wondering, did you do the same thing at UTMB?
Oh yeah,
sure. Of course you did.
Sure, yeah. So it's always interesting to see how the other are organizing their race. It can never be the same. We all have our the way to do things, and we don't
flavor.
Different factors too. Not the same challenges, as I may say. And but I took notes. I took pictures during the race, and I tried to remember things. It gave me a lot of ideas. But actually, it's sure that we cannot do everything. But sometimes we have ideas, and it takes a few years before we are able to realize them. So it's always very inspiring to travel and see.
Do you want to share one with us? Maybe an idea that you're thinking might be a good idea?
It's do you say that in English? The devil is in the detail.
Yep. Devil is in the details.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. It's true in English. It's true in French. I'm sure it's true in every language.
So it's always the devil is in the detail, because at the aid station, it was really big, because they have a lot of runners. But a small thing I've noticed, and I thought it was a really good idea, is that for example they have soup for the runners, and we have that too. But you can add rice or noodle in your soup.
Ooh.
And I thought, oh, what a good idea. Then you're sure that you have a really good soup with enough energy. So
carbs.
It was only carbs. So I thought, what a great idea. It's so easy to do. We should do that. So we're going to do that next year for sure.
Amazing.
So that kind of small things, but it makes a difference at the end.
Absolutely.
And for the runners as well.
More carbs. On the note of every race has its own theme. What was the theme this year at UTHC, and why did you choose it?
As you said, we have a theme every year. It gives us the opportunity to develop the race and think about some issues about the trail running community and try to find new ways of doing things. So in the past years, we've had the theme, for example, of the youth or ecological environment team.
That's right,
and so during those years we've done many things to develop, for example, the way we organize the race in an environmental way. And this year we wanted something a little bit lighter. We are after COVID. It has been 2 more difficult years, more serious, more intense. So we wanted something a little bit lighter and fun. And so we were thinking about it, and so we wanted to talk about the discovery. How much trail running can makes us discover new things about ourselves, about the region we are traveling to.
Now that we can travel again.
Exactly. So it's such a rich discipline and activity. There's so much to discover with trail running. So we wanted people to think about that and reflect on the discovery theme. And we are really happy, and it made us the opportunity to make great links with Mathieu Blanchard, which is our honorary president, who discovered trail running with us here. And he has done a podcast with us about this theme 2 weeks ago. It was really interesting. So it's fun because it's more philosophical, and it gives us the opportunity to be a bit creative too. So this is a discovery. So think about all what you've discovered through trail running. So this is the question I ask people this weekend.
Yeah, and we're all very glad to be discovering things again.
Rediscovering.
And to have a lighthearted, a more lighthearted attitude. Speaking of which, I think I heard you say that was the reason why we didn't really want anything too new this year. We just wanted to be able to be a little bit more laid back about things.
Yeah, exactly. So there are no big changes this year. We have the same races, the same 10 races that we've had last year, but we have more runners, and we wanted to improve all the services we are giving. So we put a lot of emphasis on the 8 stations this year, and also on the main site. We have a big show tomorrow with a music group. So we want people to have fun and do a big party. So this is the idea this weekend, to bring the community together, to have fun, to meet, to
reunite.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the idea, the spirit.
And aside from noodles and rice and soup for next year, are there any hints as to?
I mean, we look forward to those. I'm looking forward to that.
Any cool changes we're looking at as far as the races, new distances maybe, or?
So we're gonna wait before this edition closes before think about new changes for next year. But we have a lot of ideas, but we have to make some decisions with the team and everything. But what is changing is that we have new events. I don't know if we've talked about it.
We were going to ask.
But please do talk to us about these new events.
Elaborate.
So Ultra Harricana is growing and improving, but we also want to create new things, new events. So we begun this year to organize a new event, which is called the Trans-Charlevoix. It's a stage race, a linear stage race. For those who don't know what is a linear stage race, it's a multiple day race where the camp is following the athletes each day, every day. So we've done this stage race last week. And with Joanie Saint-Pierre, who is the new coordinator in our team.
Who was amazing by all accounts.
Great success.
Very big success.
Very successful.
So in first edition, a big success. We are really happy. So there's a lot that will be going on with this new race for
That's
the next
cool.
race. Yeah.
And that's
Great.
a more accessible way of running for certain people as well. Like people who want to try longer distance, like this one is 100 kilometers over 3 days.
Yeah, exactly.
So 100 kilometers over 3 days is more accessible for many runners who are not into running 125 without sleeping over a 24 or 25-hour period. So that's really cool. It's a great way of including more runners and of broadening the trail running community.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, yeah. And the idea is one day to be able to cross the whole region of Charlevoix for 5 or 6 days. So yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, we have vision for the future, and it's going to be so fun.
Joanie has work for the future.
Yeah, she has to. Yeah.
Do you have any plans to maybe with Événements Harricana? There's two major events in the books. Are there potentially other races that you want to create?
You
Do
want to
see
know
where
it.
I'm going?
You want to know
We want a
everything.
scoop.
Yeah, but we have already announced it because we were planning on organizing it last summer. Finally, we decided to do it next year in 2023. But yes, next summer we're going to have a new event too at the Massif de Charlevoix. It's going to be a different event with smaller distances, and it's going to be an afternoon and night event, so a more festive. How do you say that? Yeah.
Festive.
Yeah.
Festive, trail running event with music shows and beer and sunset. It's going to be
Amazing.
it's going to be a real
Fantastic.
fun. Yeah.
That's really cool. It'll be, once again, a new way to help people perhaps ease into nighttime running.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, as opposed to doing an entire
Yeah,
night
because
of it.
it is a challenge now. Yeah.
Well, it has become dark.
Yeah.
While we were here, it wasn't totally dark, but now it really is. I'm imagining the runners with their really narrowed field of vision, you know, down to the headlight that they're wearing. A lot of them will be alone on the course and might be alone for hours as well. So, yeah.
We're thinking about them.
Yes, we are.
Speaking about that course, one last question for you. Have you ever run the 125, and do you have plans to run it someday?
That's such a good question.
Thank you.
Because no, I've never done it.
No, I know.
Not
The whole thing.
the whole thing. Yeah. I've done parts
Yeah.
of it. I know really well the course.
Exactly.
But I've never done it. And I'm planning on doing it one day.
Yeah.
Maybe not during Harricana. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that during the event. Maybe one day, who knows? But the idea will be maybe to do it before, during the summer or after. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, very exciting.
And maybe invite people to do it with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't want to do it alone.
Crew.
Well, then I'll be your person.
I'll be your crew. Thank you for taking time out of the weekend to chat with us.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
it's been great.
Thank you.
It's been great.
Thank you.
And right before we conclude, we'd like to remind you to please give to the Multiple Sclerosis Society of Canada. As many of you already know, this event was created originally as a fundraising event for Sébastien Boivin. Sébastien Boivin, who passed away 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago, and who we remember. Last year, we managed to break the record of how much money we raised, and this year, because it's a first time that we are without him, we would like to break that record again. So please give generously. The link is going to be somewhere on this page.
And another quick reminder to follow us on social media. We have our team working relentlessly to get up-to-date stories up, and they're doing a great job. There's a lot of stuff coming in, and also to watch the segments for the show. Get on Facebook, UTHC TV. They're not necessarily in order, so you might have to scroll through. And I think Live Trail is working again, so don't forget to follow on Live Trail.
Yeah, and go see our Instagram stories. Just go scroll
Interact,
through
we love
everything.
it. Yeah.
There's a lot of places where you can get information, where you can interact, and so we look forward to seeing you there. And the next segment is going to be now in less than 40 minutes, so we have 2 more segments left for today. Please join us back at 8 p.m. And until then, have a good evening.
Have a good evening.